I guess I want to go over a few things here. Um, I think I want to do a video on Tucker Carlson's texts and emails in the wake of this lawsuit taking place between Fox News and Dominion, basically exposing that Fox News lied. They knew Trump did not win the election, wasn't even close, and they falsified their coverage. They put forward false coverage, and they brought on people who were knowingly lying, and they knew it. Let's read a few of his texts here. Number of private texts. Tucker Carlson was harshly critical of Trump. In one November 2020 exchange, Carlson said Trump's decision to snub Joe Biden's inauguration was so destructive. Carlson added that the Trump post-election behavior was disgusting and that he was trying to look away. In another text message 2 days before the January 6th attack, Carlson said, "We are very, very close to being able to ignore Trump most nights. I truly can't wait." Carlson added of Trump, "I hate him passionately." The Fox host said of the Trump presidency, quote, "That's the last 4 years. We're all pretending that you got a lot to show for it because admitting what a disaster has been is too tough to digest. But come on, there isn't really an upside to Trump." A lot of people are really angry because it kind of, it proves in daylight the Republican Party is a bunch of liars. And it's all a big game. It's a book when I was a kid I read. It's a book called The Color of Water. They had a machine to make black people. They could turn white, change the color, whatever you want. And there was a guy that was in the Klan in that book. And he was in the Klan just to steal money from people. He wasn't a racist. He didn't care about race. That's what Fox News is. And I'm telling you, like, he got the high off, like undersecretary or something. And he was embezzling money. This is back in the day. Back in, not slavery, like sharecropper type stuff. To me, I feel bad for Tucker Carlson because ultimately he's living his truth. And as I get older, I don't live my truth. I don't have any time to live up to an ideology of how someone else views me. I don't have time to pretend. And I would hate to die and I spent my life, even in private, talking about stuff I don't believe. I don't care how much money's on the table. That's one thing I'm not willing to compromise. My morality, my beliefs. I think that, the reality of this is, if you read the text and emails in its entirety, we don't really know what people at Fox News really believe in. We don't. We don't know what the heck they believe in. And that's sad to me too, because whether looking at Chris Hedges, people like that, I like to believe that over time, listening to them, I've got to learn about leftism and learn about different people I wouldn't know about. Cornel West is another that the more I listen to him, he talks about different what was it, Rabbi Herschel or something, and other people, Hansberry something. As I listen to them, I'm learning about people in the past, and I'm learning about them and what they like. So I'm learning about the person as well as about the topic that they're trying to present. And I like Cornel West, and I respect Chris Hedges. I like both of them. But if you're a Fox News listener and you're looking at this stuff, then I have to ask you, do you even know who the hell you're looking at? You know about as much about this guy, Tucker Carlson, as you do as the guy at the convenience store standing behind bulletproof glass. What I'm saying is, it isn't just that he's a liar and he promoted lies and he wanted to fire somebody for, I guess they wanted to, they were talking about the votes and they were like, obviously Trump lost. He wanted to fire. He wanted to get him fired, basically for doing the right thing and telling the truth. I just to see this I believe God is in this. When bad people go down and they go down in their sin and they go down in like a public way, like, to me that's God. When when Falwell Jr. got caught up, he talked all this big homophobic stuff and, basically using Christianity to cover Trump. He wasn't really a real religious person. He wasn't. He said that. He was kind of thrown into the role when the dad died. Trump used him. And then to come and find out that he's paying a boy to have sex with his wife while he's in the room with him. The boy he's the age of a Liberty University student. It just, to me, to me, that's God. That's the will of God. Because what it's saying is, no matter how much money you have, no matter how many sneaky things you do, no matter how many lies you tell, no matter how many people you hurt to cover up your secrets, and no matter how you use religion, Christianity, whatever, to hurt people who are just living their lives, not hurting anybody, in the end, you pay. You're swept up by the same broom that you yourself extolled. When I heard about that story, my first thought was he probably couldn't even get it up for his wife anymore. That they're sleeping in a room in separate beds. I felt sorrow for that man. I guess I'm just different than most people in that as I get older, I want to be respected, I want to be loved, and I want to speak my truth. I don't want to lie and hurt people off a lie. If I don't like you, I won't mess with you. The idea of using, trying to weaponize information, which is what Tucker Carlson clearly did here, it's disgusting. It's a disgrace. It really violates a lot of the core the core beliefs of journalism. I just, for me, it's just the fact that one of these Fox News people could be gay. One of these folks could have a secret life. And we'd never know about it. And it'll come out in 5 or 10 years and Republicans will just sweep it off the rug. But I will see that as, so all this time you told a lie, you lived a lie, and people don't even have a problem with that. That you were a mouthpiece for something you yourself don't even believe in. As I get older, I could never do that. Promote something that I don't believe in. I think it's disgusting. It's a disgrace. And I think that, let's finish with this. I don't want to forget about Trump. I don't want to forget. I'm not a Republican. Let's say these texts are true. Let's say he really feels that way, that hopefully we can stop talking about Trump, move on. I don't want to do that. This is my life. And my life don't have a reset button. And for millions, tens of millions of Americans, their lives don't have a reset button. Yeah. When bad things happen, that reverberates their entire life. That reverberates generations. You can do things now that hurt your grandchildren. Yeah. I think that Trump put the country back. I think that Trump promoted a false narrative about COVID. I think he lied about COVID. And I think that Trump made America vulnerable. And I think that Trump waged the war on science. And he used government to do it. So I don't want to forget about Trump. I don't want to forget about his legacy of criminality and the crooks he had around him, Flynn and Stone and Bannon and what's the other guy I'm thinking about? All those guys. I don't want to forget about them. That's a Republican. He done blew up the building and now he wants you to forget about it. He wants to move on. Nah, man. There's consequences. There's investigations that take place. People go to jail. People get charged. People get sued. I can't forget. I won't forget. And the idea that you can promote lies, the idea that he believes that hurt me worse than lies themselves. That he recognized Trump fucked the country up. He recognized that Trump did things that he sparked up stuff when he could have just laid low and kept quiet. The fact that he recognizes it and still backs Trump tells me that Tucker Carlson is really a piece of shit as a human being and as a anchor or whatever you want to call him on that television program. There is no social benefit to Tucker Carlson or his show. There is a social benefit to Fox News. I find it interesting. I've said it before back in the day, back in the 50s. You had to have a corporation, you had to prove a social benefit. There was no BlackRock back then. You had to prove that what you did was good for the public in some way. And with that definition, they don't have any. The fact that you know what Trump did, and your whole thing is, well, yeah, it was a gamble and it went bad. Let's move on. These people are willing to sacrifice life. In a lot of ways, the Republican Party is sort of like the people who send suicide bombers to their death. Every suicide bomber doesn't kill anybody. Sometimes they go out and get shot. Sometimes they go hit a target. They think they can hit the target and don't get to it. Well, whoops. You just die for nothing. Sometimes they get shot from a distance and blow up. Or sometimes a bomb just doesn't blow up. They get shot. That's what Fox News is. They're indoctrinating people upon lies. They're indoctrinating people for Donald Trump. But then when they recognize his actions did not benefit the average American in any way, even then, they just say, let's move on. Let's go on to the next page. As I said, this is life. And life don't have no reset button. This ain't a video game. I can't accept it. I can't accept a person that could say that even in private. And that's what bothers me the most about the emails. Not the lies. Because it's Fox News, man. It's all lies. What do you mean? Gerrymandering, all this shit. You think this is like anything other than using lies to, promote white pride stories and stuff? This is what Fox News is. Nothing new about that, white pride stories. But to know that Trump was a failure and to pretend that he wasn't and we should move on is disgusting. And that's how you know this is true. That's how you know, because he's a businessman and he knows that America moving away from the politics of Trump, moving away from a lot of that, and a lot of it was destructive, and a lot of it has torn the Republican Party asunder, and they know it. And their whole response is move on. Thanks for listening.